The harder you try to force something, the further it seems to move away. Think about that. You force the relationship. You force the opportunity. You force the timing. You force the outcome. And suddenly, you are exhausted, not because you are working hard, but because you are fighting reality. There is a difference between pursuing something and forcing something. Pursuit requires effort. Forcing requires resistance. And sometimes, life is not telling you, work harder. Life is telling you, let go. Let go of what is no longer right. Let go of what you cannot control. Let go of the need to make everything happen on your schedule. Because not everything that leaves your life is a loss. Sometimes it is protection. Sometimes it is redirection. Sometimes it is preparation for something better. Now listen carefully. This does not mean you should become passive. Don't confuse patience with laziness. You still have to work. You still have to prepare. You still have to take action. But you also need wisdom to know when to push and when to release. There will be moments when the right answer is not more effort. It is more patience, more trust, more acceptance, more perspective. Because life has its own timing. And sometimes what you desperately want today would not serve the person you are becoming tomorrow. So stop forcing. Stop chasing everything. Stop trying to control everyone. Do your part. Give your best. Then allow life to unfold. We're going to explore how to take action without desperation, how to recognize when something isn't meant for you, how patience can create clarity, and how letting go can sometimes bring you closer to the life you truly want, because you don't have to force what is right for you. You need to become ready to receive it. Now think about this. How much energy do you spend trying to hold on to something that keeps moving away? A relationship, an opportunity, a plan, a dream, a particular outcome. You keep pushing. You keep trying. You keep telling yourself just a little more. But sometimes a little more effort doesn't create a better result. Sometimes it only creates more exhaustion. There is a lesson here. Not everything you want is something you need to keep. And learning that can save you years of frustration. Now listen carefully. There is nothing wrong with persistence. Persistence is powerful. You need persistence to achieve meaningful goals. You need discipline to continue when things become difficult. But persistence and forcing are not the same thing. Persistence says, I will keep improving my approach. Forcing says, I must make this happen exactly the way I imagined it. That difference matters because life does not always follow your preferred plan. Sometimes the door closes. Sometimes the opportunity disappears. Sometimes the person walks away. Sometimes the plan fails. And your first reaction may be to fight harder. But before you do, pause. Ask yourself, am I being persistent or am I refusing to accept reality? That question requires honesty. Maybe you need a better strategy. Maybe you need more preparation. Maybe you need more time. But maybe you need to let go. Now think about a closed door. You can spend hours pushing against it. You can become frustrated. You can become angry. You can blame yourself, or you can step back and look around. Maybe there is another door. Maybe there is another path. Maybe there is something you couldn't see because you were too focused on forcing the first door open. That's what letting go can do. It creates space for perspective. Now understand this. Letting go doesn't mean you don't care. It means you care enough about your future to stop destroying your peace over something you cannot control. You can love someone and still let them go. You can want an opportunity and still accept its absence. You can have a dream and still change the path you take to reach it. That is maturity. Now ask yourself, what am I forcing right now? What am I trying to control? What am I afraid to lose? What would happen if I stopped chasing it? Sometimes the answer will reveal something important. You may discover that you were holding on because you were afraid. Afraid of starting again, afraid of being alone, afraid of admitting that the plan didn't work. But starting again is not failure. Changing direction is not failure. Letting go is not failure. Sometimes it is wisdom. Now remember, your life is too valuable to spend all your energy chasing what refuses to stay. Give your energy to what responds. Give your attention to what grows. Give your effort to what has potential. And give your time to what truly matters. You don't have to force the right people to respect you. You don't have to force the right opportunities to value you. You don't have to force every outcome. Become better. Prepare yourself. Take action. Then observe what happens. If something continues to open, walk through it. If something continues to resist, pause and reconsider. Sometimes the resistance is information. Now hear this. A closed door doesn't always mean try harder. Sometimes it means try differently. Sometimes it means not now. And sometimes it means not this. Learn to recognize the difference. Because when you stop forcing, you don't become weaker. You become wiser. You stop wasting energy and start using it intentionally. You stop chasing everything and start choosing carefully. You stop asking, how can I make this happen? And begin asking, what is the right thing for me to do next? That question brings peace. So keep working, keep growing, keep preparing. But don't force what is clearly resisting you. Do your part. Give your best. Then be willing to release what no longer belongs in your journey. Because sometimes the thing you are trying so hard to hold on to is exactly the thing you need to let go, so your hands are free to receive something better. There is a difference between working hard and forcing life to give you what you want. The difference may seem small, but it can change everything. Effort says, I will do my part. Force says, I must control the result. Effort is powerful. Force is exhausting. You need effort to build a career, to improve your health, to develop a skill, to strengthen a relationship, to achieve a meaningful goal. But effort must be guided by wisdom, because working harder is not always the answer. Sometimes you need a better strategy. Sometimes you need more patience. Sometimes you need to change direction. And sometimes you need to let go. Think about pushing a door. If the door opens, your effort has purpose. But if you keep pushing and pushing and nothing changes, what happens? You become tired. You become frustrated. You may even start believing that you are not strong enough. But perhaps strength was never the problem. Perhaps the door was simply not meant to open that way. That is the difference between effort and force. Now listen carefully. Effort asks, what can I do? Force asks, how can I make this happen? Effort focuses on responsibility. Force focuses on control. And control can become a dangerous obsession. You can control your preparation. You can control your attitude. You can control your daily actions. You can control how much you learn. You can control how you respond, but you cannot control every outcome. You cannot control other people's decisions. You cannot control the timing of life. You cannot control every circumstance. So why spend your energy trying to control what isn't yours? Put your energy where it can create results. Now think about a goal. You want to build a successful business. Effort means learning, planning, creating, improving, talking to customers, making mistakes, trying again. Force means expecting immediate results, panicking when things take time, changing direction every week, comparing yourself constantly, trying to manipulate outcomes. One builds, the other drains. The same is true in relationships. Effort means communication, respect, honesty, patience, understanding. Force means demanding attention, demanding affection, demanding someone behave exactly how you want. You cannot force genuine connection. It has to be mutual. And when it isn't, you have a decision to make. Now understand this. Letting go is not weakness. Sometimes letting go requires more strength than holding on, because holding on can feel familiar. Letting go requires courage. You have to accept that something didn't happen the way you wanted, and acceptance can be painful, but acceptance also creates freedom. You stop fighting reality. You stop replaying the past. You stop asking, why didn't it work? And begin asking, what can I do now? That question moves you forward. Now remember, effort should continue as long as the effort is aligned with your values, your goals, and reality. But when effort becomes obsession, pause, look again, ask, is this working? Is there another approach? Am I learning? Am I growing? Or am I simply pushing because I'm afraid to let go? Be honest, because honesty can save you time. Now think about the ocean. You cannot command the waves to stop, but you can learn how to navigate them. That is life. You don't control every wave. You learn how to move through them. You adjust your sails. You change your direction. You stay steady. You keep going. That is intelligent effort. So don't stop working hard. Don't become passive. Don't use patience as an excuse for inaction. Work, prepare, improve, take action, but leave room for wisdom. Know when to push. Know when to pause. Know when to change direction, and know when to release. Because success isn't always about pushing harder. Sometimes success is knowing where your effort belongs. Give your energy to what you can influence. Give your attention to what you can improve. Give your time to what truly matters. And let go of the need to control everything else. Effort builds your future. Force drains your present. Learn the difference. And you will not only work harder, you will work wiser. Sometimes the harder you try to control everything, the less peace you have. Think about that. You want the perfect outcome. You want the perfect timing. You want people to understand you. You want opportunities to appear exactly when you want them. So you push, you chase, you worry, you overthink, and slowly you become exhausted. Not because life is always difficult, but because you are trying to control what was never completely yours to control. Now understand something important. There is a difference between effort and control. Effort is your responsibility. The outcome is not always your responsibility. You can prepare. You can work. You can communicate. You can show up. You can give your best. But you cannot control how another person responds. You cannot control every opportunity. You cannot control every circumstance. You cannot control the timing of everything. And the sooner you understand that, the lighter life becomes. Now think about how much energy people waste trying to make things happen. They send another message. They make another attempt. They keep explaining themselves. They keep chasing approval. They keep returning to the same situation, hoping for a different result. But sometimes, the wisest thing you can do is stop, step back, breathe, observe, ask yourself, what is this situation trying to teach me? That question changes your perspective, because instead of fighting reality, you begin learning from it. Now listen carefully. Stopping doesn't mean quitting. It doesn't mean becoming lazy. It doesn't mean abandoning your dreams. It means knowing when your effort is productive and when your effort has become desperation. You can pursue a goal without becoming obsessed with the outcome. You can work hard without losing your peace. You can care deeply without trying to control everything. That is balance. Now consider relationships. You cannot force someone to love you. You cannot force someone to respect you. You cannot force someone to choose you. You can be honest. You can be kind. You can communicate. You can become a better person. But eventually, the other person must choose. And if they don't, you must respect their choice and protect your own peace. The same principle applies to opportunities. Sometimes you prepare and still don't get the opportunity. That doesn't mean your preparation was wasted. The preparation may be preparing you for something else. Maybe the opportunity wasn't right. Maybe the timing wasn't right. Maybe you weren't ready. Or maybe something better is ahead. You don't always know. And you don't need to know everything before moving forward. Now here's the important part. When you stop forcing things, you create room for clarity. You can see better. You can think better. You can make better decisions. Because desperation makes everything feel urgent. Wisdom understands that some things can wait. Some things need time. Some things need distance. And some things need to be released. Now ask yourself, what am I trying to control that I cannot control? Maybe it is someone's opinion. Maybe it is the timing of success. Maybe it is the past. Maybe it is an outcome that has already changed. Whatever it is, release your grip. Focus on what belongs to you. Your attitude, your choices, your effort, your habits, your preparation, your response. That is where your power lives. You don't need to force life to cooperate with you. You need to become capable of responding wisely to whatever life brings. So keep working, keep pursuing, keep believing, but don't chase desperately. Don't force unnecessarily. Don't destroy your peace. Trying to control the uncontrollable. Sometimes the best move forward is to stop pushing and start listening. Because when you stop forcing things, you may finally notice the path that was waiting for you all along. Sometimes the hardest thing to do is nothing, not because you are lazy, not because you have given up, but because you understand that some things cannot be controlled. You have done your part. You have made the effort. You have learned the lesson. Now, you have to release the outcome. That is letting go. And letting go is not weakness. It is wisdom. Think about how much energy we spend holding on to old mistakes, old relationships, old expectations, old disappointments, old versions of ourselves. We keep replaying the past as if thinking about it enough will somehow change it. But the past doesn't need more attention. It needs acceptance. So start there. Accept what you cannot change. You cannot change yesterday. You cannot control another person's decision. You cannot force an opportunity to appear. You cannot make every plan work, but you can decide what you will do next. That is where your power lives. Now practice releasing control. When something doesn't go your way, pause before reacting. Don't immediately chase. Don't immediately complain. Don't immediately assume that everything is falling apart. Take a breath. Step back. Ask yourself, what is actually within my control? Maybe your response. Maybe your effort. Maybe your attitude. Maybe your next decision. Focus there. Now here's another practice. Stop demanding immediate answers. Sometimes you don't need to know why something happened today. Time reveals things that emotion cannot. Give situations space. Give people space. Give yourself space. Clarity often appears when you stop forcing it. Now learn to release expectations. Expectations can create unnecessary suffering. When reality refuses to follow your plan, have goals, have standards, have dreams, but leave room for life to surprise you. Maybe the path changes. Maybe the timing changes. Maybe the destination changes. That doesn't mean your life is ruined. It may simply mean you are being redirected. Now practice letting go. By focusing on the present, ask yourself, what can I do today? Not what should have happened. Not what if things were different. Today, this moment, this decision, this step, that is where your life is happening. And remember, letting go does not mean you stop caring. It means you stop allowing something to control your peace. You can care without chasing. You can love without possessing. You can work without obsessing. You can dream without demanding that everything happen exactly when you want. That is freedom. So when something isn't working, don't immediately force it. Pause, observe, learn, adjust, and if necessary, let it go. Because sometimes the space created by letting go is exactly what you need for something new to enter your life. You don't have to carry everything you've experienced into everything you're becoming. Leave some things behind. Leave the regret. Leave the resentment. Leave the fear. Leave the need to control. Take the lesson and leave the weight. Then keep moving quietly, patiently, wisely, because letting go is not the end of your journey. Sometimes it is the moment your real journey begins. Sometimes we spend so much time asking, when will it happen? When will my opportunity come? When will my life change? But perhaps a better question is, who do I need to become before it happens? Think about that. Because sometimes the delay isn't rejection. It is preparation. You may be asking for a bigger opportunity, but you haven't developed the skills to handle it yet. You may want greater responsibility, but you haven't developed the discipline to carry it. You may want success, but you haven't built the character to sustain it. So don't spend all your energy trying to force the door open. Use that energy to prepare yourself, learn, grow, improve, become stronger. Because when the opportunity arrives, you want to be ready. Now listen carefully. Preparation is not passive. It is active. While you wait, you work. While you wait, you learn. While you wait, you build. While you wait, you become better. That is the difference between waiting and preparing. Waiting says, I'm doing nothing until something happens. Preparation says, I'm becoming ready for what comes next. Choose preparation. Now think about your skills. What do you need to learn? What weakness keeps appearing? What habit keeps holding you back? What responsibility have you been avoiding? Those are clues. Work on them. Because the next chapter of your life may require a different version of you, more disciplined, more patient, more confident, more capable, more emotionally mature, more focused. Become that person now. Don't wait for the opportunity to start preparing. Prepare before you need it. Now remember, you don't control when everything happens, but you control how ready you are. You cannot control when the right person appears, but you can become the right kind of person. You cannot control when success arrives, but you can build the habits that support success. You cannot control the future, but you can prepare for it. That is your responsibility. Now stop comparing your timeline with someone else's. Their chapter is not your chapter. Their opportunity is not your opportunity. Their timing is not your timing. You don't know what preparation happened behind their results. So don't become impatient with your own journey. Keep building quietly, consistently, patiently, because some of the most important work happens when nobody is watching. The reading, the practice, the discipline, the failures, the lessons, the early mornings, the difficult decisions. One day, those invisible efforts can become visible results. Now think about this. If something is truly right for you, you don't need to destroy yourself trying to force it. You need to become ready to receive it. And if something leaves, let it leave. Take the lesson. Keep your dignity. Keep your peace. Keep moving. Because your life is bigger than one opportunity, bigger than one relationship, bigger than one failure, bigger than one disappointment. There is still more ahead. So prepare yourself. Build your character. Develop your skills. Strengthen your discipline. Take care of your mind. Improve your habits. Keep becoming better. Then, when the right opportunity appears, you won't have to wonder, am I ready? You'll know, because you prepared. You didn't force life. You prepared for it. And sometimes, that is the greatest secret of all. Don't chase everything. Don't force everything. Become ready. Because what is truly meant for your journey may arrive at the right time, and when it does, be ready to recognize it and ready to receive it. Now let me leave you with this. You don't have to force everything. You don't have to chase everyone. You don't have to control every outcome. Sometimes you simply need to do your part and trust the process. Work hard. Prepare yourself. Keep learning. Keep growing. But don't destroy your peace, trying to make something happen before it's time. Remember, you cannot control everything that happens to you, but you can control what you do with it. If a door closes, learn from it. If someone walks away, let them go. If a plan fails, build another one. If the timing isn't right, use the waiting period to become stronger. Because waiting doesn't mean standing still. Waiting can be preparation, and preparation can change everything. So stop asking, why isn't it happening yet? Start asking, what can I become while I wait? Become wiser, become stronger, become more disciplined, become more valuable, become more patient, become ready. Because sometimes the thing you are trying to force is not the thing you need. And sometimes the thing you are patiently preparing for is far better than what you originally imagined. So release what you cannot control. Focus on what you can. Take action where action is needed. Practice patience where patience is required. And trust yourself enough to walk away when something clearly isn't right. Your life doesn't need to be forced into perfection. It needs to be lived with wisdom. Keep moving. Keep preparing. Keep becoming. And when the right opportunity comes, you won't have to force it. You will be ready for it. Don't force the journey. Build yourself for the destination. And remember, sometimes letting go is not losing something. Sometimes it is making room for something better.